What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the one and only Man Card Podcast, where we like to start off the podcast with a quote of the week. Go right ahead.
This is the way. AMWAY.
Hit it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MCU, and not, Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Man Card Universe. And I am your host, Mitchell Peters. Along with me is the Noah Bryant, as always.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody is correct. We have an interesting show today. We have a... I'm not going to be talking much.
That's not true. That's not true. Well, I think we're just going to do a portion of it. If you read the title of this video...
It's not me.
It's definitely not Mitchell, and it's definitely not me. It's one of our mutual friends, more through somebody on your side, and then me. I knew him directly, but it's a mutual friend of ours. Is straight mainline in that AMWAY, aka American Way.
Is that what that means?
That's what it stands for.
That's a cool name. I'll give it to him.
It is a cool
name. The American
name.
Way, AMWAY.
Yeah, they definitely cornered the market on good names.
Yeah.
So, it's unfortunate that it's kind of ubiquitous with American Way because it's kind of in my opinion, a not so great company. But, is any multi-level marketing company ever a great company?
Let's start there. Multi-level marketing. Explain. Because I don't know what that was when we were talking about it.
And I'm going to cool it down.
All right,
before we started
the amount of times we've talked about this in the past hour.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, so before we started this podcast, I was amped up. If you can see, I'm probably still a little red in the face, but I was amped about it. So I'm going to cool it down. So multi-level marketing, I got to get a little wet in the whistle there, but multi-level marketing is pretty much, it's like pyramid scheme adjacent. So if you know anything about a pyramid scheme, the crux of a pyramid scheme is there isn't necessarily a product to be offered. Right, so your job is to basically hire people into the company, and by hiring people into the company and then them hiring people into the company, money flows up and you make money. The problem with pyramid schemes is that once you get to, let's say it's a 5, I find 5 people and each of my 5 people find 5 people. By the 15th level, right, when you go down from the first person who starts the company or finds the first 5 people, it ends up, you would need more people than exist on planet Earth to satisfy that 15th tier. So, inevitably, pyramid schemes are, they're basically time bombs because they're not designed to last very long because they're not sustainable. So any of the new people, pretty much the greater majority of the people that join onto a pyramid scheme are not going to make any money.
Yeah, and they leave quick.
See it, or make a couple bucks, and then walk out.
Yeah, they make $4,000 or something a year, or something like that.
Something like that.
Something small
like that. And so, and granted, you can make some extra change. If you don't see it as a full-time job, and you go into a multi-level marketing company, which is a legal version of a pyramid scheme, you can make some extra dollars here or there, but at what cost? I'll go into that in a minute.
Yeah, what cost?
So pyramid schemes, let me just finish up with the pyramid schemes. Pyramid schemes, it's not sustainable long term, and then they just inevitably collapse upward, right? Yeah. Because if you don't have anybody below you, you're not making any money. So the second everybody below you leaves, you leave. And so it very rapidly goes up the ladder and falls apart. So on the other side, you have multi-level marketing. The difference between the two is there's an actual product being offered at each level in multi-level marketing. So think of Mary Kay with cosmetics, right? The pink car, everybody knows about that.
Valentine's Day baskets,
right. So Amway is one of the oldest and still one of the biggest multi-level marketing companies. And pretty much their shtick is you join on, right, and under a mentor or whatever, however their new, hey, here's a business opportunity presents itself, And, once you're in the company, I say company, once you're basically a contractor, because you're not salaried, you're 1099. So once you're a contractor for this company, so you get zero perks, there's zero benefits, there's no benefit of being a part of this company other than
mentor.
You have a quote-unquote mentor who quote-unquote cares about you. And so when it comes down to it, a lot of the times people join into Amway, and it's the same thing. It's structured just like a pyramid scheme where you can make some of your money. This is what makes it legitimate. Some of your money by selling products, right? Because Amway is just a supplier, and you as a person who works for Amway is just a distributor. So you're not making the greater majority of the money as a company off of signing people up. They're making the greater majority of their money off of sales of their products to their distributors, you and me, to then sell to people outside of Amway. But therein lies the problem. There's only so much that you can sell a $20 bottle of soap for, right? Like there's only so many people in your close proximity that you can sell that to. So what ends up happening? Instead of selling a lot of these products, what people end up doing is they get stuck with some products, sure, they sell some, sure, but they end up turning all of their attention to the recruitment aspect of it, right? So then, not recruitment, presenting a business opportunity, right? So when it comes down to brass tacks, they're making the greater majority of the money through the kind of percentage they get from all of their downstreams. So they have, in multi-level marketing, it's called downstream and upstream, where my upstream is the person who sponsored me or was my mentor to come into, and I'm not paying them, I'm paying the company, but like they're my upstream, and they're the one who's getting all of they're getting basically a percentage off of my sales. Yeah. Right?
Correct.
So all of my downstreams, I have like 5, 10, 15 downstreams, right? Depending on how good you are, quote unquote. And I'm getting a fee off of all of those. And it trickles upwards and whatever. So you can see how quickly it transitions from I'm trying to sell, let's just say, I know one of the Amway's products is XS, like literally the letters X and the letter S.
Extra small.
Extra small.
Yep.
I actually made that joke before. But it's like supplements. So like you can do like pre-workouts or
extra small supplements.
Extra small supplements.
Yeah, there's no way I'm buying it.
Yeah.
Just with the name.
Me neither. And I made that joke too. And the guy who I knew who had this, he was like, dude, I can get you some. And that was another red flag for me where I'm like, what does that mean, get me some? Does that mean you're buying it and then just giving it to me? Or like you want me to pay you for it?
It means he's going to go make it downstairs.
He's going to make it in the basement.
And
right.
Just give it, yeah.
Exactly. So I never got it from him, and I'm glad I didn't. And I'm glad I got off of the supplement train because I'm feeling much better, eating cleaner, working out more. I feel great. You don't need supplements, people. I promise you. Just have your vitamins, eat well, and work out. Done.
And a shot here and there.
And a shot of tequila, Lose your clothes every once in a while.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a shot I meant, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A shot of heroin, dude. But no, multi-level marketing, to me, is just a conundrum in and of itself because it's like the Federal Trade Commission approves Amway as a thumbs-up business. It's a legitimate business that can operate. It's not a scam. It's a real business. They rake in about $8 billion every year as a company. And if you're somebody looking outside in, and you say, well, I want a piece of the pie, right? When you join in, I want to say the percentage is upward of like anywhere between 50 to 80% of people. I think that's right. I want somebody to check me on this. But like between 50 and 80% of people who join onto the company don't make any more than minimum wage in the company. Like if you do it full time, you're barely squeaking by. If you ran a forklift at Lowe's, you'd be making the same amount of money, and you're losing all of your friends in the process.
Sounds like Primerica. Have you ever heard of Primerica?
No.
It's a similar thing where you sell like life insurance, but like you'll have a team underneath you, and they all go out and sell life insurance.
Same thing.
And you get a portion of your team's. Yeah.
Exactly the same thing. It's the same structure. Sounds sketchy, because it is, because you don't make money when you don't have a team under you.
Yeah.
And in a normal job, you make money based off of productivity and things you do, not like your boss isn't making money from you. Mm-hmm. They're making money from the revenue from the company, and we're getting paid for our jobs within the company. You have benefits, obviously 401k match, all this stuff. It's like you're working for Uber, but Uber forced you to, every single time you got in the car, you had to interview people who got in the back seat to get them to then join Uber. It's the same thing. Yeah. Which is, I mean, who would then, you're going to lose a lot of riders because you're pitching every single person that gets in the car. So like,
you do the same thing.
Yeah. So here's the consequence side of it is, if you're pitching all your friends and all your family and every random person that you meet to join Amway. Okay, let me back up a step. To join a business opportunity, because they never presented as Amway, right? Because why would they do that? Well, and they claim, the people who are in Amway, that, it's, we don't want to come off as sketchy. Like, multi-level marketing already has a weird rap. So we want to lead with the business opportunity. And I'm like, no, sir, I'm sorry. That's not how that works. Yeah. You're actually more sketchy when you don't lead with the details. Yeah. Right? And so the consequence, you end up pitching it to everybody around you, your friends, your family, people you meet in the gym, and pretty much everybody who knows about multi-level marketing and is somewhat competent in the business world is more than likely going to say no. Yeah. And is probably, from that point forward, not going to agree with what you're doing to further the Amway mission, or whatever multi-level marketing firm you're with. And so tensions rise and you inevitably stop being friends. There's so many stories online that I've seen in the past few days of just articles after articles and posts after posts of people that have lost family members, that have lost fiancés, wives, partners to companies like Amway, where one of them joins and the other one either backs out or doesn't join at all. And they literally just go, why are you doing this? This is insane. Like, we're losing all of our friends. And they're like, no, you're just being negative to me. You're not with me in pursuing
you don't
my
support
dream.
My dream.
My dream. It reminds me of, there's a Codyco video where he reacts to Jake Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, you're not acknowledging my California dream. And I'm like, that's exactly what it is these people are saying, like, I have a dream to be financially independent and retire at 30 or 40 or whatever. Yeah. I agree. I would love that too. But with everything that sounds too good to be true, what's the mantra? It probably is. So when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, multi-level marketing firms like Amway and all of this stuff end up just nuking friends, nuking family, and with me. So with this, I would consider him a really good friend. We knew each other really well. We hung out. We worked out like almost every day last year. And then now all of a sudden, we're not friends anymore. He's blocked me from reaching out to him because I was trying my darndest to send him all of the good side, the light side information about why Amway is a cult and is no bueno.
And you would have been content, and I would have too, if just produce some numbers. Just tell me the profit. Just tell me how much you made, how much you paying, what's the deal. Just tell me the numbers.
Right. And so like, I want my mind to be changed. If this is a legit thing, it should be very easy for you, and he's been doing it for about 2 years, it should be very easy for you to just send me some numbers. Mm-hmm. Show me over the past 2 years a little success in you selling some of this stuff and even recruiting new members to your team. Show me some success. The only number that I was able to eke out of this guy was $4,000. And now I wasn't sure if it was $4,000 over 2 years or $4,000 over 1 year. Either way, that's some really, really bad return on your investment. And apparently Amway is one of the lowest upfront costs to join or have the privilege of joining the team. Mm-hmm. I think it's like $80 a year, I want to say.
Yeah.
And then, of course, once you're in, you have to buy the products and then sell the products. And if you're not selling the products, then you need to really, really be heavily, adding people to your team to push your dream forward. So those are really bad numbers. Like really bad numbers. Like that's not even close to the poverty line.
Oh yeah, $4,000 a year.
Even if you were trying, like you could take your $4,000, double it, and then throw it as far as you can.
I think some homeless people make more by standing on the side of the street,
yes.
and collecting change.
Fully agree. Oh, I know that's true. Per year? Oh my gosh, you could totally do that in a year.
Yeah, what is that? I mean, per day, what was that, like $10 a day? Yeah, it's about $10 a day.
About $10 a day.
Yeah, maybe a little more. Give or take 11.
Because like, let's say somebody's super nice and gives you a 20.
No, boom, done.
Boom, done.
Already beat it.
2 days done. But like, yeah, it's pretty sad to think that like, because you got to compare it to real world things. Because what they do in companies like Amway is they sell you a dream, right? And it's super easy to sell somebody a dream when they're in a position of vulnerability. Somebody's passed away. They're addicted to something. They had a loss in the family. They don't know where they're going in their career. They seem very lost. And so companies like Amway are very predatory in this way, where they come in when you're most vulnerable, have a mentor. There's a mentor that cares for you, that's looking out for you, that has your best interest in mind. And that best interest is also what Amway's best interest for you is too, which is to get rich and retire at 30.
Yeah.
Right? And so like, who wouldn't sign on to that? I would sign on to that. That's amazing, right? Like that sounds so great. But when it comes down to it, you get into Amway, and what they do is they basically emotionally blackmail you, but subversively. So like they basically pump you full of the like motivational like books and the self-help books and like the conferences that they send you to, that some you have to pay for if you're not a high enough tier, and some that you don't have to pay for if you're high enough tier. So you feel extra special. That's like, oh, I'm being sent to this conference because I'm special. And then there's speakers that are there that get paid buco bucks by the company to be there, and they don't care about you. And they're saying, God has put you in this place
for a reason.
For a reason. Amway is the way. And anybody who doesn't back you up is not a brother in Christ, or whatever they say, right? And they try to basically like use religion as this like cudgel in the company to basically force you to say, well, I'm a follower of Christ. I want to push the message of Christ. And you are negatively speaking about what I'm doing now, blocked, right? It's that easy, right? You block them, move on, right? You got to have really thick skin. And so this guy that I know that's in Amway deep, he was telling me that like, dude, I went to this conference, and business conference, mind you, and hundreds of people were saved. Right. Okay. So let's just break this down logically. You go to one of the biggest religious conferences that I know in the Southeast is Passion Conference.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is a scheme in itself to an extent.
To an extent. But not going to go into that. Not going to go into Passion. That's another topic for another day. At Passion Conference, which their mission is great, to bring people to Christ. I love that. I think it's awesome. Even at Passion Conference, when they do the like, all right, everybody, I want you to raise your hand if you have this drive to give yourself to Christ, which, hey, I think that call is amazing. I think when you hear the gospel, God moves in you special ways. Even at Passion Conference, you'll look around the stadium and, 75, 100, maybe 150 people at this mega conference give themselves to Christ. And this is like epicenter of Christianity, right? Where you would have the highest level of mountaintop experience, the closest, like that would be where you would experience the presence of God in a way. Let's bring it back to home. Let's bring it back to Amway. This is an Amway business conference teaching you how to be a better salesperson and sell random tchotchkes to people that are very overpriced so that you can make margins. At that conference, he somehow claims that hundreds of people gave their life to Christ. And I just have to logically question, and now, of course, I'll stipulate this with, if hundreds of people actually did give their life to Christ at this conference,
I apologize.
Incredible. Yeah. Fully apologize. Like, that's amazing in and of itself. Even if one person gave their life to Christ, I think that's still amazing. Hundreds of people at a business conference, though. When was the last time you felt emotionally and spiritually moved at a business conference? Not I. Never. I fall asleep.
I feel scammed.
I'm
waiting. I'm waiting for the angle.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the angle. I'm waiting for the timeshare opportunity to pop out. Like,
it would be great if they threw the angle out first. Then you could
Like, hey, we're here to get you to sell more so that we can make money. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to recruit people so that you can make more money as well. Like, that's it. That's all they have to say. They're not going to say that, though.
Thank you for coming all the way down here to Miami for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. But, like, hundreds of people saved. Yeah. I just question it. And, like, he has bought this hook, line, and sinker to not even question it at all. Because, like, I have seen plethoras of videos online of, like, the one person's arm is shorter than the other. And the guy's like, I command in the name of the Lord that your arm is fixed. Yeah. And it, like, they point the camera and it, like, grows back to normal. I'm like, okay, that person's in on it. That person's in on it. Maybe those are the only two people who are in on it. So it really sells the spectacle for the people who are there.
Yeah.
How hard is it to say, hey,
you want to know what it is?
20, 30, $50. Raise your hand when I say to.
It's the same big scheme as fighting was. You remember fighting necklaces?
Yeah.
You remember the titanium, whatever thing, and you know what they always did? They say, okay, go on one leg, and then they pull you down on your arm or whatever. And then they put the bracelet on you. And then what they would do is they'd push down on a different part of your arm near the center of your gravity. And you wouldn't fall, and you're like, whoa. Fighting. The titanium has aligned all my electrons. I am Mega Man.
I'm Mega Man. And that's what we like to call in the business a placebo effect. It's a practical experience or anecdotal experience related to what can be, a tchotchke, which is the placebo.
We call it just getting scammed here on the engineering side.
Yeah, it's just you've been scammed. And so I am a big fan. I'm a firm believer in the
scamming industry.
I love the scamming industry. No, I'm a firm believer in placebo effects. I love placebo.
You've partaken in some placebo.
Yes, I have.
We won't go into that.
We won't go into that's a good one for another time.
You get arrested.
No.
Oh, I guess not, because no one, the parties involved don't care.
Are you talking about Ellie?
Yeah, I was talking about that whole.
The whole, yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah.
And was very beneficial.
What was it? It was, you put what in there?
Nothing. It's ginger.
Yeah, that's what I meant, ginger.
Sugar and ginger.
Nice.
Yeah. Although, I mean, maybe ginger can cure anxiety.
Maybe.
Who knows? Anyway, that's another topic for another time. But, like, I'm a firm believer in placebos. Like, it's like the you've seen Harry Potter. So remember the luck potion
for Ron. Yeah.
Yep. So for Ron, he pretended like he put it in the drink. Just for everybody out there who may not follow Harry Potter, Ron Weasley, next character in Harry Potter, they're about to go to a Quidditch game. Ron's super nervous. It's his first game. Harry pretends to put in this, like, luck potion that's supposed to let you succeed pretty much in your endeavors. And Ron goes out and they win the game. It's
the best game of his life.
Best game of his life. They get back to the thing, and Hermione is given Harry Potter crap for it. She's like, why did you do that? That's not allowed. That's cheating. And he just pulls out the full bottle of the potion. He's like, I didn't put crap in there. And so and of course that's just a movie, but, like, it happens on a day-to-day basis where you, like, I inspire you to do something, you go do it, and you wouldn't think you were going to be able to do it otherwise.
Yeah.
And you end up doing it.
Yeah.
Really, it's like believing in yourself almost. But that is kind of the whole picture right there. I don't want to go into more details. Ellie told me to not read text messages because that's petty.
Yeah. So I'm going to read them.
Mitchell pulls them up. No, but, like, and I agree with Ellie. Like, I'm not trying to be petty, but I am genuinely concerned for this guy.
Yeah.
Like, I tried for 2 days to come any kind of message to land with this guy of, like, why what he's doing, even at a minimum, is unethical. Like, it's unethical that you're doing this to other people because you're misleading people to join Amway to then slave away under you until they die.
Correct.
But it sounds like he knows what he's bought into, and he
made
told me
$4,000 last year.
$4,000 last year, or maybe in 2 years. That's even worse. But he knows what he's bought into, and he's explicitly said to me, and this is just the one thing that I'll say, is I am in this for life, and nothing you can say will change my mind. Okay.
Go you.
Listen, I gave him full privilege. I said, look, if you and I'll give you any timeline, 10, 20, 30 years down the road, want to come back to me and rub in my face that you are a multimillionaire retired at 30.
Because of Amway. Strictly.
Because of Amway and what this business opportunity, quote unquote, did for you, please, I encourage you to call me up, send me screenshots, let me know how awesome you are. Because I honestly love that kind of accountability where it's like, I know where I am, I know where my head's at, I know what I believe in, and I don't believe in companies like that for the average person to join and make buco bucks. And he's where he is, and he thinks he can join a company like that, have a quote unquote business where he is basically using Amway as a or as a supplier for him, and as a structure and a wheelhouse for him to sell and make a bunch of money. That's his shtick. That's fine. And he knows what he's doing, I guess. I tried to tell him. But you can only do so much. And so I did everything I could. And at the end of the day, I sent my final message and he ended up blocking me. So.
And then you sent your final message.
Oh, and then I sent my final message.
Final message.
Because I found out that he had blocked me and I was like, well, that's kind of low. I'm a type 8 for everybody out there. So is Mitchell. And I really have a lack of respect for people who bow down from a fight.
I agree. 100%.
I think it's
100%.
Not very noble of you. I think if you believed in if you believed in your cause, you would fight tooth and nail for it. But obviously he doesn't. I think it's not very noble of him, and I think it's very small of him to do that. And I don't think that's okay. And that's just me as a type 8. Now, of course, other types of people out there have other opinions on
type
how
B's, C's,
D's,
big D's,
big D's,
the D guys,
the D guys, the type A's. But no, like there's a lot of different type of people in the world, and some of them are more susceptible to those kind of intriguing, life-altering promises that ultimately, as you and I know, if it's too good to be true, probably is.
It is.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I'm okay, right? And I told this to you and John. Shout out John. What's up, dude? We'll see you Monday. But I told this to both of you. I would rather lose a friend telling the truth and being honest with them versus keeping a friend and being in a perpetual lie with them and not telling the truth and sugarcoating and just putting up with behavior that is not good and is bad.
Yeah.
Because as friends, what are friends for? You're supposed to hold each other accountable, call each other to the carpet, and be men. Like even on the men's sphere, like you can get into fights with people. Like I'm not endorsing fighting. Don't do that. Don't Will Smith people, please. But like if you get like your best friends, like I've been physical with some of my best friends.
Whoa.
And it
weird.
I mean,
wow.
That's after hours. That's man card after
I've been
dark
physical
right
with
there.
some of my friends. Wow.
Yeah.
But
no, like we'll get into like a little heated, like we'll get close, right? We'll get like in each other's face, and it ends up we're better friends for it.
I can't tell you how many times that's happened. In
so many.
My friend groups.
You fight more than I do. Way more than
honestly, I'm not even the fighter in my friend group. I'm the least fighter in my friend group, honestly.
I fight with words. My words are like razor blades, so watch out.
Yeah.
I'll text you into oblivion.
You're Chris Rock, and then I'd be Will. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, damn, he just slapped me in the face. But anyway, we're coming up close to the halftime show. We'll leave Amway at that. So my brother in arms over there can just continue to be his own thing and his brainwashed little cult. That's fine. And we'll send you right to the halftime show. Enjoy. What's up, everybody, and welcome to your very special Man Card Podcast MCP halftime show. I was told before we got to this point that Mitchell had a little something special in store for us today, so go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, we're going to try something new. Usually we pick a topic and we just talk, and then we, plug in our little website there at the end.
Yeah, okay.
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
At the end.
The good.
What we should do instead, we're going to do a Would You Rather. And we should do creative or like kind of hard Would You Rathers in these,
I like
middle
this.
things. And I got a decent one.
Okay.
All right. Take religion out of it. Okay?
Okay.
When I say this. So don't think of, really, obviously. Would you rather
Oh, no.
take a bullet to the head right now and die, be gone, like die,
Okay.
or be immortal?
So religion out of it. Okay.
And why?
That's a really interesting one because it's basically like, would you rather
You cannot die.
you never be dead, so it exist in perpetuity,
To the point where even if Earth, crumbles and flames and stuff,
Falls.
you are by yourself.
Yeah, okay.
That's it.
or immediately die?
Be done right now.
Ooh, see, that's such a tough
Yeah,
question.
isn't it?
That's tough.
That's a
dude.
good one.
Because immortality, I think, is one of, like, people say, oh, what would you want your superpower to be? A lot of people would say immortality.
Yeah.
Right?
Like indestructible or something.
Indestructible
Yeah.
or like live forever.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, well, you only live 80, 90 years, 70, 80, 90 years. Living forever sounds pretty nice until you really think about it. And
You get past the humanity part.
and you're like, I'm just literally by myself, existing, doing nothing.
Yep.
So I would say, I would probably choose, die. I'd probably choose die.
I would choose the bullet.
And that's for one reason only, especially taking religion out of it. It's because you effectively don't have a purpose anymore, except the one you at least get to choose. The
Yeah.
other one, you no longer have any choice anymore about anything in your life.
Correct. You're absolutely right. And you go into infinity of
Nothingness.
nothing. You could literally
You could bump into Scott Lang in the multiverse.
You could get lucky. Maybe there's aliens out there. Maybe the world explodes and you just get drifted off into space.
Yeah.
But you cannot die.
That's crazy. But okay, so in your mind, for living forever, you can't die. Let's say that. You get blasted off into space. Can you still suffer though?
That's the thing.
I don't
know.
Is
Yes.
immortality linked with non-suffering?
Like
Because
physical pain or
physical, mental pain. So like you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, you can still have physical and mental pain.
Okay, so you'd be floating through space.
Yep.
You
Lonely.
can't die, but you're freezing and burning, and you can't breathe.
Yep.
But you can't die.
Yep, you won't die.
Yeah. Okay.
You could be
Then
tortured.
I'd
and
bolt to the
everything.
head.
Yep.
Like that's very simple.
Yeah. Right now, gone. Done. Yep. Same.
100%. If you choose immortality, why
Yeah.
would you choose that? That just sounds evil.
Yeah. It just seems like for the hope that you live through humanity for the next however long
For the
humanity
next
lasts.
humanity, I don't know. Like,
If there's such a thing,
there's such a thing. Like,
you got to travel space and find another
you would
planet
be the
to live
next
on.
Genghis Khan.
Exactly that.
You would be impregnating half of the world at that point.
Dude, I'll tell you right now, I'd take a million more risks because I know anything could happen. I got plenty of time in my life to.
That's true. You go on this, dude. I would take the risk of riding Marta at night.
Same. Yeah.
Take
same.
a bullet to the face. Be like, huh,
Dude,
what's up, dude?
You tried.
You tried.
I tried too. Trust me. I've been trying for years.
Been there, done that. Yeah, eventually you just be in a perpetual state of just trying to kill yourself. It's like Groundhog Day. Because Groundhog Day, you've seen the movie?
No.
Okay, so the premise of Groundhog Day is this news reporter comes to Groundhog Day, and he gets stuck in Groundhog Day. The same day, everything that he's doing in that day just gets stuck over and over and over again. He can choose to do different things within the day, but it's the same day every single time. And so the movie theorizes, like, because he learns how to play like jazz piano, like from zero to being a professional.
Yeah.
And it's like, to learn professional jazz piano, it would take like 80 years or 50, 60 years to be like truly a master at something like that. And so like if you stack on that all of the other skills that he has by the end of the movie, he's been existing in this one day for like hundreds of years.
That's terrifying.
He memorizes everybody's name in the town, everybody's background in the town. He knows everything that happens on a day-to-day basis in the town. Everything. He knows everything. He's like omnipotent. He's to the point of omnipotence in this little town that he's stuck in. It's like, that's lifetimes of information. So
that's like that movie. What's the movie that she gets murdered, and every time she gets murdered, she wakes up at the beginning of the day?
It's and it's Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise.
That's not the one I'm thinking of. It's a female.
That's a good one, too.
It's like Happy Birthday or something like that. Or it's like
I haven't seen that one. You've stumped
in
me
the
on a
sequel.
movie.
Hey, there we go. I've done that a few times lately.
But yes, so I would choose bullet to the head. And you know what isn't a bullet to the head?
Some merchandise.
Some
clothing.
mancardpodcast.com. go check it out. You got these cool mugs. Of course, you can connect with us, send us messages, and just let us know how you're doing. Connect us over to YouTube, and if you feel like it, leave us a little review over on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
You want a mentor, you let us know.
Yeah, if you need a mentor, you can join the new company that we're starting, MCU, Man Card University. You join, and all we ask, it's no startup fee. We just ask that anybody that you join on, you just get their startup fee of $25,
and we get half.
And we get half.
And you get half.
And you get half.
It's actually a great business model.
Yeah, it's not illegal in any way. I promise. So join on tomorrow. All right, we'll send you back to the main rest of the episode. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the main portion of the episode. And thank you ahead of time for going to YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music, giving us a little review over there. Some 5 stars. Hey, if you deserve it, just let us know. But we're going to continue with the rest of this episode and do our best not to talk about, I'm not even going to say the word, what we talked about in the first half of this episode, because I promised my wife that we would not spend the entire time.
I'm changing the topic right now. I'm changing it right now.
Okay.
Moon Knight. Have you watched it?
Okay, so I'll be honest. So Ellie's not going to like it. So I haven't pushed us to watch it.
Why wouldn't she like it?
It's about a insomniac who gets possessed by an Egyptian spirit and he kills a bunch of people. Yeah, it's probably low on her watch
Sounds
list.
Delightful.
To me, sounds great.
Morbius? Have you seen Morbius?
No.
Okay. Fake fan.
No, not a fake fan. Very dark, and my wife does not like very dark. Like she opted out of going to see the new Batman movie. And I went to go see it, loved it. She just would not have liked it at all. And so I'm not pushing that.
So is she not going to see Multiverse Madness? Because that one's going to probably be dark.
She'll see it
That one's
because
gonna be nuts.
It's going to be nuts, but I think she'll see it because she's watched all the stuff with Doctor Strange, and then all of the stuff with the Scarlet Witch. So we've seen all of that stuff. What was her little show called?
WandaVision.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I always forget it. So she's seen all of that. So she's fully up to speed, and I think she would enjoy Multiverse of Madness for the fact that she's actually plugged in.
She saw Spider-Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so she's caught up on movies.
She's caught up on all of what's going to go into Multiverse of Madness, pretty much.
What If?
She hasn't seen What If.
You have to.
But that's the thing, is like, What If, in a way, spoils things that will happen in the movies. So to not watch it you're not losing anything by not watching it.
Yeah.
You're gaining extra insight into things that can happen.
Yeah, it's almost like you're seeing ridiculous things a second time, so it's not as ridiculous when you see it. Because when you see it, you're gonna be like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? But you've already seen it, and you're like, oh, that's why the episodes were...
Convincing Ellie to watch an animated Marvel thing.
It's still good.
I know it's good.
You watch it?
I know it's good. I haven't seen it.
Oh, what are you doing?
Ellie and I are tied at the hip watching a bunch of content right now. So we're currently watching, just if you want some insight into what we're watching right now. Ellie's already seen it. My parents, my sister, everybody's already seen it. But this is my first time watching through Downton Abbey.
Don't even know what that is.
So it's like a British drama during like the years between 1900s to the turn of the century and like 1928. So just before World War II. And so they go through World War I. Mm-hmm. It's like and it's from the eyes of like this abbey. So like I think like the Biltmore House. You know the Biltmore House? Mm-hmm. So it's like that kind of house over in England where they have the maids, the butlers.
I think my parents watch this.
Yeah.
Is it new-ish?
I mean, it's new in the past like 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay, maybe not then.
I mean, it's it's not new, but it's awesome, dude. It's awesome. Crazy turns. There's the dynamic between the upstairs, which is like, the lords and the ladies, and then the downstairs, which is the kind of the service staff.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. You have your favorite characters at the beginning. They change by the end, and it's just really good. But that's what we're watching right now.
Nice.
So no, I have not had time to watch Moon Knight, but you have.
Yes, it's been great.
Which episode are they on? 4?
3.
3?
They just finished 3.
Finished 3. So when's the next one come out?
Wednesday.
1
week.
Okay. Well, I'll have to watch it.
It's very interesting.
I'll have to watch it by myself because I'm kind of in between jobs right now. But
here's the thing though with it so far. It's Moon Knight. It's really like very funny, and it's really not dark. Yes, the concept of it is like he's sharing a brain with, this Egyptian, avatar.
Sure.
But like, you're not seeing a bunch of murders. You're not seeing him kill all these people. It's more so like it flashed, and then all of a sudden people are dead around, like laying dead around him. It's not like you see him stab and cut. Actually, because the person he shares the avatar with is a really, really good innocent guy, and he actually stops this guy from like cutting people's throats and stuff like that.
Wow.
And so it's not as dark as you think.
Okay, maybe I could convince her to watch it.
It's actually very comical.
Because we'll need some more stuff to watch after we finish Downton Abbey. Because we had to stop an episode halfway through the other day. So we're 1.5 episodes away from being done with the whole series. And I'm on pins and needles because I want to finish it so freaking bad. But she suggested things like my parents have watched Yellowstone. Have you seen that?
Yeah, my parents love that. It's like a parent show.
Right. But apparently it's really good. So we might watch that too. Obviously Moon Knight. We got to get freaking ready for what's it called? Oh, why am I blanking on so many different titles of things? It's the kids from the 80s. There's a
Stranger Things.
Thank you. Oh my gosh.
I haven't even watched it. So
yeah. Okay. So Stranger Things. We need to get caught up on Stranger Things because it's the new season's coming out this summer, or at the end of. Oh my gosh! It's the end of next month, and then the beginning of July or June. So they're doing it in 2 parts. I guess. I guess it is conducive for the format or something. I don't know, but very excited for that. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out, and I'm getting kind of amped up for it.
I'm just amped up for Multiverse Madness. That's really
when
the
does
only
that
one.
come out?
May 5th.
Okay, I can get behind that. I'm definitely gonna go see it.
I'm seeing opening night.
Are you? Should we plan on?
I'll be in Philly. Yeah, no,
dude.
I'll be in Philly.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Come to Philly.
No,
Just come to Philly.
I'm not coming to Philly.
Just watch a movie with us in Philly.
I'm not going to pay hundreds of dollars to fly to Philly to
Don't
watch
fly.
it.
Drive.
Yeah, because I'll pay hundreds of dollars to pay gas to come to Philly to rent a car. And
I'm solving all your problems, and you just throw more at me. So like, you're just
true.
a negative Nelly.
Oh my gosh,
You're not going to support what I do. So
Smart
anyways,
your dreams. Oh my
right.
gosh, get out of here. Oh my gosh, I dabbled back into it. Get out of here. So, do you want to talk about what we talked about before we started about you today? How hectic your day was, or is that not allowed?
No, yeah. I mean, I could simply just say what's been going on this past week. So, basically, long story short, yesterday I got hacked. Instagram. I'm gonna start with that because that's what starts off my day. That's what starts off my day. Yesterday I got hacked. I wake up to my phone telling me my screen time was 7 hours, which makes no sense because I was asleep. I woke up to 7 hours of
what? Yeah.
So I look on it and it says I was on Instagram for 7 hours straight.
Huh.
So I go straight to Instagram just to see what was I on it? And I notice that my username has been changed to Carol Nueve. Whatever the hell that's supposed to mean.
What's up, Carol? How you doing?
What's up, Carol 9? Is Nueve 9?
Nueve. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. 9 Carol. Anyway. And then I looked at my email. My email was changed. And so it seemed like obviously my account was compromised. I don't know if it was they had my password or they hacked Instagram.
Sure.
So that freaked me out because I've never had anything like that happen. So I go to my email as I'm changing all my passwords back and everything and changing, my username and whatever, getting my account back, which was relatively easy, thankfully. I noticed on my email, because I have my bank set up to send me alerts whenever anyone or me log on to my online banking. It basically says, hey, someone accessed your online banking.
Right.
I got a notification at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and 8 a.m., all within times I was sleeping from my bank. That said, hey, someone logged into your account successfully, logged into your account.
Your bank account.
So I went back because these are all in my how Outlook has focus and unfocused mail. So important mail, unimportant mail. I go back and I kind of track it, and it looks like it's a relatively repetitive thing around the same time every single night. I'm trying to think what could possibly do this. I use Mint. So Mint
at the same time
updates every single night just to, whatever. So I call my bank. They seem to think that's what it is. Lo and behold, later on throughout the day, my bank actually does reach out to me and say someone has successfully got into my bank, and they asked me if it was me that day, and it was not me. So they were trying to make a request to have money transferred to an account. So
thank goodness you had called them.
So thank God I called them, and thank God they called me back. So I had to deal with that on during a work day. Literally, I did almost no work. I worked for like 2 hours before I started having to do all this, because I had to go down to the bank. I had to get new account numbers. I had to go
cards
back
and everything.
New account numbers, new cards. I have to go back and change my direct deposit now, because now my account's different for my everything.
what a nightmare.
All of my auto pays are different now.
Oh my gosh.
So I've done that already. I went ahead and I used to use like the same password for just about everything.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was a good password. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm just going to leave it this. So now I have, encrypted passwords where I have come up with a naming convention depending on what website or company I'm logging into, what tier of importance is it? Is it social media, money, or something else? And then,
we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's all we're going to say.
We'll leave it at that.
Carol, if you're listening, you're good at your job, so I'm going to shut my mouth now.
Yeah, it's crazy to me how that happens, because I don't want to go too personal with what you going on, but like, what have you been searching, dude?
Yeah, no kidding.
You know what I mean? Like,
what websites am I clicking on?
It makes you think
ISIS?
oh my gosh, what am I clicking on? Like, here, that's the thing though, because they can track your keystrokes if they get like one thing into your phone, right? So like, if they track your keystrokes,
then I'm screwed.
And then you're screwed. And they
I'm
see, like,
screwed
there's a
now too, because
password.
I just changed all my passwords.
I don't know. You'll just keep an eye on it. I think you'll be fine.
Kidding. Yeah, I hope I'll be fine.
Maybe just do what's the Duo login? Like the
I'd have everything that gave me that option. I do that. It sends a text message to me.
Yeah.
And types in a code.
I mean, it's annoying.
Yeah.
But it's better than being hacked.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks, dude. I'm so sorry.
Well, that wasn't even the highlight of my day, if you consider that a highlight. Also, I have a financial advisor who me and my closest friend Blake use to manage our money. We had a meeting with him last week and mentioned
You're $0.
Yeah,
You're $0 of net worth.
So you actually owe us money.
It's like, oh, damn.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't you manage my money? Yeah, you owe us money
It's
for
like
managing
Johnny Depp.
the
Wasn't
money
there a thing
you
with
don't
Johnny
have.
Depp where he was like, his financial advisors ended up like getting sued by Johnny Depp because they were mismanaging his money?
I have no idea. I just know
buying
Johnny
shit.
Depp used to get beat by his wife. That's all I know.
Yes, and there's a case going on
Yeah,
right now.
exactly.
Anyway, go back to you. Sorry, don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. So we had this meeting, all four of us. So my financial advisor is Cole Dotson and his father, Ray Dotson.
Okay. What's up?
Yeah, what's going on? And then Blake and I, we were all on this like Zoom call, and we were just talking finances, because Blake and I have very similar finances, and we work for the same company. So we were just talking through things. We're like, what's life insurance? Can we use it for our benefit?
Sure.
Roth IRA investments, whatever. Blake and I mentioned that we want to move out of our parents' house, and that we've looked at buying a place potentially in Alpharetta. We mentioned like Alpharetta would be great to live eventually, and granted anywhere, Florida,
You name it.
Texas, we're just ready to move out.
Well, you moved to Florida.
Huh?
No income tax.
Exactly, but
Although
no,
you'd have to pay income tax in California.
Oh yeah, big time.
No,
income
I'm
tax.
saying because
No.
Okay.
Wherever I'm living is where I'm making the money from,
Got you.
and to pay
Got it.
taxes. So we mentioned that, and he throws out, "Hey, I work in Alpharetta. My office is there. I know of a complex that is right next to the North Point Mall that is going to be renovated, and it's going to be changed into the Avalon. And for those that don't know, Avalon is an outdoor kind of mall, but it's
like a live, work, play.
It's like a luxury outdoor mall. The real estate over there is ridiculous. Everything's like $1 million plus. Rent there for like apartments is like $5,000 plus a month.
Yeah,
it's crazy. So they're doing this, and they have this complex right next to the North Point Mall where they're going to do this renovation.
Yeah.
And these townhomes are like luxurious townhomes that are going for, like $700,000. And he's basically saying, like, you get in this now because it's at the beginning, just like how y'all bought your place at the beginning.
Yeah.
You buy it now. Not only will it appreciate just because you're the first one in this neighborhood, but when they do this thing at the mall, it's going to bring so much more money. It's going to become something like the Avalon, where the Avalon, everything around it is just
huge,
millions of dollars. So he, pitched that to us, and he's like, look, obviously I want your best interest. I'm not going to even tell you to do this if we can't afford it. So we're going to run numbers, see how you can do it. So me and Blake, I get a call the same day, I'm getting, hacked, and they're telling me all about, hey, let's meet here.
This is overwhelming.
Yeah, I'm like, my mind's already messed up. I've already been hacked this morning, and then now I'm going to visit these townhomes
to buy with money that you may or may
not have, and co-sign with somebody that my best friend still
that you may end up wanting to kill.
Yeah, exactly. There's always a risk with that. So we do this. We're going from place to place between these townhomes because the model home's on one property, but then these new developments are on another.
That's how it works.
Talking to sales managers and everything. My mind's just going nuts.
Yeah.
But it kind of comes down to the fact that like we almost like we're talking about it, and it sounds like we could do this if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
100%. We could bring down a check. We both have enough to pay down the 5% of the house that we want.
Sure.
And we can do it. And if we do it ASAP, it could be ours. The thing is, it could be sold today, tomorrow. We don't know when it could be sold.
Sure.
And so it has just been, my mind has been uber, pardon my French, a couple of years ago. My mind has been fucked.
Oh, I can't.
The past couple of days.
I can imagine why.
Because of the emotional whatever thing and thinking about, am I going to afford this? Is this the right move? Should I do this? Is this where I really want to live?
Yeah, right.
What are we going to do? Like, who gets the master? Like little thing. Who gets the master bedroom? Who gets the smaller bedroom?
Dude, roommates, man.
Yeah.
Even like so, like of course with a wife, like it's your kind of perpetual roommate, and you still got little things. Like even it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
Right? More macro or
Micro.
More micro. As time goes on, but those micro things end up being blown up into like you say, who gets the master, and then it turns into like, well, this is my side of the counter, in the house where it's like my clean side, your dirty, or
well,
whatever.
that's the thing. When you're married, I feel like all of it's the same because you're all shared. Because you're sharing
Yes.
the bedroom, sharing everything. When it's
So
like,
it's like when it's dirty for me, it's dirty for you.
yeah, but when it's roommates, it's like
It's dirty for me. It's not dirty for you.
My half, you don't cross my line.
Yes,
put tape down
exactly.
and stuff. It could get like that. See, the only reason I would do it with this guy in terms of making this investment and co-signing.
See, that's the part where I'm like,
Yeah,
that's tough.
it is because we have already lived together. We already know that we can live together. So that is not
Right.
the issue. The issue arises potentially if a year or two down the line, one of us wants to leave and move out, and the other doesn't want to leave or move out. What
One
happens?
has to
One buys the other out. Or we find a roommate, or
you both move out and then both
sell,
Either sell or rent.
Exactly, and we've talked about it. We'd be cool with either. The issue is, in my opinion, is if we wanted to rent, which I'm totally down. If we find somebody, done deal, cool. Is with the price point of which we are buying this townhome,
you'd have to rent it at like
we'd be renting it to people that
'Cause your mortgage would be
don't
like-
have to rent.
Yeah.
They could go buy something.
could
If
go
they
buy
can
a house.
afford the rent that we would have to charge on this place, they could technically buy.
Although you never know, it's like some young buck who's big into crypto doesn't want to buy a house.
That's very true.
You
And
know
like
what I
I said,
mean?
if we find
So-
one of those dudes, totally cool with it. Absolutely. As long as someone pays us the money for rent.
Show me the money.
Yeah. But basically, we'd be charging like 4 times the cost of like the average home in Georgia for a mortgage.
Yeah, so
for
you're
rent.
because I'm trying to think like a $750,000 home.
Yep. Mortgage is going to be around
4.5% rate. It's probably going to end up being around 42 to 4,500.
Yeah. Including with insurance and everything. Yeah. About that.
Yeah.
Insurances, taxes, and things. And then think about it. If we rent, we got to charge more than that because we have to be making money or at least breaking even. Otherwise,
So like a break even rent price would probably be about $5,000 because
Yeah.
you'd have to. There's upkeep. There's things that go wrong.
Liability,
you gotta pay for it.
always-
You got to repaint.
always go
you got to
wrong.
do it. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
but we're basically banking on if we were to do it because nothing is set in stone. The odds of it even truly happening, who knows? Because me and him are so up in the air with things like this. Is if we get in early, we can get out in a year or two if we want to sell, and I think it'll appreciate $100,000 or $200,000 more
No, that's
than what we
great.
buy it for. Because if that development works at North Point and all the other houses around to get built, since we were like I think it's the 14th unit out of 99, then
Yeah, that's huge.
then we could potentially be sitting on a gold mine. But
Yeah, totally.
it's a lot of money and it scares the living daylights
It is
out
a
of
lot
me.
of money. It's like double scary because, of course, even the same. Like we're not even buying a house half as much as that. I mean, I guess it is
Yeah,
half as much.
yeah,
as
yeah.
that. But like, even with half, we're halfway there, and we're still living on a prayer. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. My 80s came out, and like we're staring down the face of this, like, or staring on the barrel of this freaking, like, we're buying something that we can't afford, right? We can't actually buy it.
Uh-huh.
But these random people are willing to say, hey, you give me X percentage of it and then just pay me in installments till it's paid off.
Yeah.
And we're good.
Yeah.
And we're good. And man,
Here's the thing,
It's just
though.
scary. It's just scary.
Y'all have a prime location as well.
Yeah, that's
because
true.
I only see that place going up as well.
Well,
Yes,
they're
we
installing
might.
the parking garage. Did you hear about that?
They're what? Installing a parking garage for your complex?
No, not for the complex, but for downtown Woodstock.
Oh, that'd be nice.
So, like, you know the old Ace Hardware?
Yeah. Oh, that's genius.
They wrecked it. It's gone.
Whoever, that's off. That pisses me off. That's a great
know.
business. Whoever did that. Whoever thought to buy out Ace Hardware and put a parking garage and then just charge for a park.
Well, Ace Hardware
Genius.
still exists down the road.
Yeah,
They just
so they're
moved.
good.
So they just bought out the building. They wrecked
that's
it.
genius.
And they're doing a mixed-use car golf cart parking deck. Genius.
I've always thought buying a parking lot in a like popular area, genius, because you just
Genius.
par what?
But
20 bucks to park for the day, and then every single day, how many
Yeah.
cars parked there? 100.
Because it's crazy to think about, like, even so downtown Marietta, right, isn't as popular, isn't even close to as popular as downtown Roswell or downtown Woodstock.
Correct.
Probably not even half as popular.
Yeah.
It's cool, but it's not even close. And so they still have, so every time I go to downtown Marietta, the only places that you can park that's not on Main Street for free parking is this parking deck, and they charge you, I think it was $15 when I was there, because we had to go get like something
Yeah.
for the court when we were getting married. And I was like, what? Like it's not even as popular. And so I'm just curious and nervous a little bit
What
of
they're gonna
what
charge.
they're going to charge. $25?
No.
$30? Like, who knows? Like, they could charge probably whatever they wanted.
I just sit there and think you put 100 cars in that thing and you charge even $10, $1,000 a day, and that's on the low end.
And that's on the low end.
low, like bare minimum. You're probably making $1,000 a day
Yeah.
just on that, and you just leave it there. It runs itself. You just pay the taxes on it for owning it, and then
I mean, just upkeep. Like, if there has to be elevators.
yeah,
So elevators can break down. Got to fix those. Get them approved.
yeah.
Electricity.
Yeah, so
lights.
up front, a lot of
You know.
cost, but it is I think a parking garage is probably one of the most passive incomes you can have.
Yeah, because I mean, literally, what are you even doing? So it's like it's built. You're paying for pressure washing
Every how many years?
maybe once a year.
Yeah.
You pressure wash the whole thing.
Yeah, you already have the elevators installed at this point. You know, you got to maintain
just
those.
random upkeep. So like the electricity bill,
Yeah,
any fees for the credit cards that pay through the gates, and then
boom, you're done.
boom, you're done.
And even if you didn't want gates, you could just hire a towing company, and then
Yeah.
towing company, you make money on that too. They make money, you make money.
True. That's true. It's
So-
very true. And I mean, we know towing from this parking deck.
Oh, please tell me you put my thing in.
I did.
Okay,
I did.
you sure?
Positive.
Okay,
Always do.
all right. Thank God.
I mean, I don't always do, but I did this time.
Okay.
Because I was talking to Ellie. I was like, I need to put this in because I know he asks me every time.
Yeah, I
But
forgot to this
They
time.
are religious booters out there. Like, I don't want to say every day because I think they skip days on purpose to make you feel safe.
Yeah,
But then, bam, 10 cars the next day will be booted and tagged. Like, you got to pay $75 right now, or else we won't even consider taking this boot off. I was booted because when I moved in, I was never given the one sheet of paper that details how to sign up for the parking portal. And I was just sitting there. I was like, well, I guess, I'll get something in the mailbox. Like, I didn't know. And then we're leaving for the bachelor party. And we're packing up Evans's car. He's in the parking deck. And then he goes up, turns around, and we're coming down. And I see there's a boot on the Jeep. And I stop. I'm like, dude, we have to solve this before we leave. And it was so pissed me off is it delayed me and Evans like 1.5, 2 hours to get there. And we were going to get there so early.
Did you pay the boot?
No.
Yeah, I was about to say there's.
Absolutely not. I was just moved in, and the dude was nice enough. You know what I mean? And I was like, dude, I really appreciate you being nice about this whole thing. Because I emailed the property manager, and she was like, we screwed up. You shouldn't have to pay that. Let me email his boss, and he'll take it off. I said fine, and I said, listen, man, like I really appreciate you being nice and being kind. What's your name? I just really appreciate it. I give him a handshake, and he was like, I'm parking attendant 34567. And I kind of looked at him. I thought he was joking. I was like, what? He was like, I can't say my name anymore because people get my name.
Really pissed.
They find out who I am online and social media. They come and berate me, or
They'll put boots on me, yeah.
Yeah, they threaten my life.
Yeah.
Like, he's guns pulled on him and stuff. And so he's like, I can't say my name anymore. And I'm like, listen, totally respect that.
See you later, Jim.
See you later, Johnny, whatever. Johnny Cash. But yeah, he was a nice guy. So I really appreciated that. But yeah, I definitely put the tag on your car
All right,
online.
cool. We're
You're
good.
good to go.
We're good.
But yeah, so we're looking forward to downtown Woodstock. But so you said when you came in that the check that you made out to hold the property was made out to the wrong
Yeah,
thing.
so here's the thing. Like, there's no, like, basically they told us that if we wanted to go ahead and put a check down of X amount of money, that they'll at least hold it for us for 2 weeks.
Sure.
And then, of course, that would be used if we put a down payment. So Blake and I were thinking these things are going like hotcakes. We might as well just put it down because we can get it right back. If we decide tomorrow we don't want it, boom, the money's right back. We're cool. Bare minimum, no one could pull the rug out from under us and say that it's ours. So by doing this, we get confirmed 2 weeks, and we can sit down. We can hash everything out. We don't have to rush for whatever, and we can decide, hey, do we want this? And then even on the 14th day, we'd be like, no, and pull our money out, get it right back, and then it's back on the market.
That's
so
awesome.
I went to go ahead and just do that, so that way, it's still an option. Blake and I decide if we want it. It's not someone else coming in and pulling it from us and saying we can't have it. So anyway, I go to LG. I go to I need to not say what my bank is because I just got hacked. Fuck. Anyway,
you go to buy a TV from LG.
From LG, yeah. And basically, go to the bank. I tell them that what the company name was. And I even talked to my financial advisor, who's been talking to them a little bit as much as I have. Yeah. And he said, put this name down. Did that, brought it over. They said, no, we can't do that name. Yes, it's right, but it's not right. So here's your money back. I'll hold it for 1 day or whatever, or 2 days if you can bring the check or whatever. So that way we know you're serious still, and we'll, deal it from there. So Blake and I got a lot to talk about. I had my parents come by and look at it.
They thought it was nice.
My mom's very skeptical. Because the thing is, it's right next to that mall, so there's a bunch. You can hear 400 and see it through the trees in the back. There's a hotel behind it now, like a extended stay hotel, like right behind it. Sure. And then you have a bunch of restaurants around it, which is cool because you could just walk to restaurant. You're in the middle of everything. Yeah. But the issue is, for me, I just thought about it, was that's weird to have that hotel right there. It's like right on the edge of the neighborhood, basically. Sure. And it's extended stay, so people are living there. And then you can see and hear the highway. It's literally right there. So I think of it for resale value. For me, it doesn't personally bother me. Sure. But I think when I want to sell this 2, 3, however many years down the road, are they going to look at that and be like, Yeah. So
I mean, it's the same thing with Avalon. Avalon's right next to the highway.
Yeah.
Going up. What is that?
400.
400?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like right next to 400. But that's the thing, that most of the living properties are on the other side of the development. Mm-hmm. So it's like 400, huge buffer, and then the living.
This one is, you see it through the trees. Like, I can hear cars going.
Tough,
so I'm sure it'll be insulated enough. It won't be that big of a deal living in it. It's just, like I said, resale value. I don't want anyone to look at these, because I'm looking at it saying like, this could be an issue for someone who doesn't.
But they're nice.
Yeah. Oh no, they're very nice. Very well respected builder. I would be thrilled to live there. Thrilled.
That'd be cool.
It would
be really cool.
It'd be something that I'd never expect myself to own until I was like 30 or 40. Granted, yes, the only reason I can do it is because I'm co-signing with someone else.
But still.
But yes.
You both own this
half
of this huge property.
Yeah.
Huge property. This hugely valued property.
Yeah.
And you could potentially flip it. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. We're going to take a deep dive on Friday because we're off Friday, thankfully.
Yes. It's Good Friday.
Yeah, Good Friday. It's a Good Friday. And we're going to drive through Woodstock. We're going to drive through Roswell, Alpharetta, up to there's another one called like Hyceon or something like that, up in like North Alpharetta.
Okay.
We're going to make sure that this is the place that we would choose to spend our money compared to everywhere else. So
yeah, because I mean, I don't want to say come and live in our neighborhood, but
there's always that option.
There's always
we might not even we might look at it and be like, maybe we just don't stay in Georgia. Maybe we go somewhere else and do an apartment. But like we said,
out
we
of Georgia?
Out of Georgia.
In Florida?
Maybe.
Florida, dude. It's the bastion. I'll tell you that.
Dude, I just can't deal with the weather there. It's too hot.
It's hot, and it rains every day.
It rains every day. Yep. Showers every day.
Yeah.
Tsunami season. Not tsunami. Hurricane season.
If it was tsunamis, I'd be out. Florida, everybody.
Hey, when global warming happens,
yes,
Florida will be underwater first. So.
Oh, totally.
So,
well, you never know. Well, thank you for tuning in today to this episode of the Man Car Podcast. Obviously, we talked about something, a little bit more serious. I mean, I don't know. Did I take it seriously?
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah, seriously.
It was more seriously than I was taking it before we recorded.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
That's all we're gonna say.
We've harped on it for what, 30 minutes?
30 minutes, plenty of time. But thank you for tuning in. If you liked what you heard today and you want to hear more, definitely reach out to us. Let us know. mancardpodcast.com, mancardpod@gmail.com. Please don't hack us.
Yeah, please. Good God. Carol, stop.
Get out of here, Carol. That's directly to you. If you know Carol, get her, man. But thanks for tuning in, and we will see you on Friday.